Okay, folks, it looks like we are live. I want to welcome you to day number 11 of the 30 days to 10K, the 30-day challenge, whatever you'd like to call it. I appreciate you taking the time to join us today. Now, day 11 is going to be a great day because we're going to be diving into some more of this marketing, building your process as far as your funnel is concerned. But before we get into that, there's a couple things we have to go over. Number one, if you haven't done days 1 through 10, guess what? Press pause and go back and do them, because without those, this will be meaningless to you. We're going to add some value here today, but it is a foundation that we had to build on to get to this point. Now, if you did miss the first part of this presentation, we started out with the mindset of this business, what you have to do, having a clear vision, breaking down exactly why you do what you do, all the way to the hourly wage. We talked about finding that purpose in what you do, right? And now we're to the point where we're in the marketing stage. And for the last couple of days, we've been working on landing pages and lead capture pages, and we've been talking about adding value to the marketplace rather than just taking our offer and shoving it in someone's face. Now, again, we are focusing right now on online marketing, but as we discussed, this can be used in offline marketing as well. If you are getting yourself into awkward conversations by trying to shove your business in people's throat, down people's throats, then most likely you're not having the success that you want. And the same holds true with online marketing. As we know, what you need to be doing is you need to be creating some value in the marketplace. And what we've been working on is we've been working on the different ways that we can attract different types of prospects. And the two main parts that we've been focusing on are other network marketers and new business seekers. Now, there's also that low-hanging fruit, which honestly, it doesn't matter what your funnel or your sales page works like or looks like. People are going to get started with you because they love, like, or respect you, right? That's that low-hanging fruit. And, you know, maybe they've been part of 14 different companies with you, and the facts are is that they haven't made any money either, and you guys are joining in that misery. But we're getting you over that because now you have become the leader that people want to follow. You know for a fact that you know 95% or more than other people out there when it comes to internet marketing or direct selling or just marketing your business, period. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be continuing that process of adding value to the marketplace. We're going to show you the process today of how you can build email campaigns to really push people through. And then as we go further into this week, what we're going to start working on is the back side of that. You know, what we've done, and let me just go ahead, I'm going to share my screen with you, okay? Because we're going to go to the system, because that's the most important part. I don't want to take too much time today getting into too many other things. I do want to say one thing though, and I've had to say this every single time. If you didn't take 30 minutes or 15 minutes a day to work on your mindset, to work on yourself, most likely you have already slipped back into some of those old habits. Most likely your belief in yourself and the way that you're building your business is not going the way that you want. Most likely you haven't been reading your vision. So most likely the majority of you have done that, okay? I'm just being honest with you. But for those of you who have stuck around, for those of you who are truly believing, who know that you are the leader that people are looking for, you are in the right place at the right time, because we're going to show you some cool strategies today, how to get people through, okay? So give me just a second here, and I am going to share my screen with you, or at least attempt to. Okay, perfect. So it looks like everybody can see my screen now, and I'm going to head over here to my system. Now, as you probably know, this is a generic system as far as a generic training. Right now, I'm using Pangea Connect. Now, the reason why I'm using Pangea Connect is because that's the company I own, and that is the system that we use. But you can use anything that you want when it comes to building your system. Now, I want to remind you at this point in time on day number 11, we have already built our landing pages, right? We've already built a landing page where we can go after the different types of markets. We've already shown how we have hooked an email campaign to it. So let me just go on here, and I'll actually give you an idea of exactly what it is that we're doing so you can see that. So give me 1 second here, and we'll open up this page again so you can have a reminder of what the mindset is of how we're doing this and what people have gone through. Now I'm going to go ahead here and just click preview, okay? So here we are. We have created this page, and you know, at this point in time, we are going after people. And by the way, it wouldn't have all these. These are just for me. But at this point in time, we are going after people that have, found us online somehow, whether it be through a list, whether it be through a Facebook ad, whether it be through a solo, an e-zine is another way to say it, whether it be through direct marketing, Google pay-per-click, which usually that's not the case anymore, but it's going to be some form of advertising that has got people to this point. And the whole idea at this point is to try to get people give us their name and their email address. But there has to be something on the other side of it that adds value to the marketplace. So what we've been looking at here is how we design this, how we construct it, the language that we use to encourage people to give us that information. Because as you build your list, you build your wealth. And as long as you're staying in constant contact with your list and you are constantly adding value to them, you will be amazed how many people start to follow you. They even start to look for videos you're making. They start to follow you on Facebook just naturally by you doing what you should be doing rather than just trying to shove something down their throat. Now, I keep using that analogy, but folks, I mean, I'm telling you, think about it. Think about how you've built your business in the past. Think about people that have come after you. I mean, I bet your inbox is full every single day of a bunch of different offers of people just promoting their business. And I bet anywhere you go on Facebook, you have people that are posting their affiliate links or their, distributor links and trying to get you to join their business. You go to forums, everybody's just posting their link, come join me. And I'm telling you that most of those people very rarely make a sale. So what we're talking about now is how to build a sustainable business. So regardless of where you're at, regardless of what company you're in, regardless of any of that, we're looking to create a way that you can put money on your back pocket on a consistent basis by knowing exactly how much money you have to put out there for marketing, exactly how many people are going to opt into this, because that's what you want people to do. If we have 100 people that come to our website, wouldn't it be nice to know that 30 to 35 of those always will put their name and email address in there to get to the next step? Those are the type of statistics. That's what we're looking to create with this. So now is we're at the process of getting to the point where someone has already sent their information. Okay, they've already entered this information. We know for a fact they want the free video with the 5 steps to 5 figures, right? We know that they want that. We have already talked about the fact that we have sent them the very first email. We're going to go back through this a little bit here so you can fully understand it, okay? So we're going to go to email campaigns here. And we're going to I'm going to show you some of the emails that I've actually already created, okay? So you can take a look at those. Now, we read through the first 2, so I'm not gonna spend too much time on doing that. What I'm gonna talk about now is the process of how important these emails truly are and how they can be a real game changer for you in your business. Because you see what most people do, most people send someone to a company page. We've already talked about this. Most people send someone to a company page where sometimes the company asks for an email address, sometimes they don't. So some people are just sending people to a sales page. I mean, you want to talk about getting hitched on the first date, right? Getting married on their first date. They are going direct for the kill, okay? So most of the time, those people will fail miserably with that. Even if the video on the company page is amazing, it truly won't matter most of the time, okay? So if people get into that system, or hopefully you have been able to gather their emails at some point, you need to get them into some type of autoresponder. Now, I'm using the autoresponder that's built into our system, but as I showed you, there's a lot of different autoresponders that you can use. This system happens to be compatible with everything. So if you want to use this with your Aweber or your Constant Contact or any of those, you definitely can. But what I want to talk about today is the philosophy, the wording, the process, how often you need to send these emails and the email campaigns that you create, what the true objective is of pushing it through, okay? Because most of the time, as I said, most of the time, people that come to this page right here, give you their information, even when they get to the page where they learn the 5 different steps to 5 figures, they're still maybe not going to buy right off the bat, okay? They have to be pointed in the direction. People need a roadmap onto where to go. So we already know on day 1 that we sent this message. Hey, did you watch the video? Okay, or no, your online success begins here. That's the first message that goes out. That's on day 0. The second message that goes out is on the day after they opt in, which is considered day 1. It's actually day number 2. Did you watch the videos, right? We're asking, did you actually do what we told you to do? And if you remember, if we go back to this message right here, we gave them a couple different options. Do you remember that, okay? It's all about psychology. We said, hey, option 1, you can take this information that you've learned and implement it on your own. Option two, you may need some help in implementing this. And if that's the case, maybe you're looking for a mentor or someone to guide you. Now, number three, you figured out this wasn't for you and you want to continue to struggle. If you choose option one and want a better offer, however, here's the way that you do it. Now, the next thing is this, okay? The next thing is going to be the very next message that we've already created here. And by the way, you know, you had some tasks. We're going to talk about that here in a second. But I want to show you the option that I sent, or the email that I'm sending on day two, okay? Day two, I said, hey, look, this is how I do it. If you're wondering how I do it, right, how I have success, how I've been able to gather your information, how I've been able to make you actually opt into my website, how I made you actually want to watch those videos, all those things, like we have led them down that road. So day number two, after you've watched these videos, do you want to know how I actually do it? Well, let me tell you, by this time you've watched the steps to 5 figures to 5 figures, 5 steps to 5 figures. And there's two questions that I get most of the time. Number one, what does it take for you to mentor me personally? And number two, what business do you recommend I start with? Now, here's the deal. Hopefully, whatever you know, value that you're adding, whether it be an ebook, whether it be videos that you've created, whether it be someone else's video series that you've created. And like I said, I'm going to be creating a lead magnet that you can actually use. So I will create a website that you can actually use, that you can redirect people to, and then actually send them to whatever affiliate link or whatever you want. But just keep in mind, there needs to be something there that has some type of call of action to working with a mentor, or working with someone, or, you know, working with like-minded individuals, all those things that you can think of. So you can see right here, I said, look, number one, people want to know, can I personally mentor them? And number two, you want to know what type of business I'm doing to create the income, right? That's what most two questions are going to be asked. Now, look, it doesn't matter if those are the top two questions that they've asked. It is now in their mind. So I say, look, here's the deal. My time's limited and I can only commit to working with a few people a month. In addition to that, I need to know that you're serious with working with me, not just curious. I mean, that's the bottom line. I'm not going to read this line for line, but I'm basically saying, hey, if you're a tire kicker, if you're a time waster, that's good. I have no time for you whatsoever. So here's the deal. If you are serious about me personally mentoring you, if you are serious about me taking you by the hand and walking you down the road to earning 5 figures online, if that is you, that's basically what I'm putting in their mind, that's what I'm saying to them, then here's the two things you need to do. Number one, you need to go to my website, workwithjamesward.com, which, by the way, that's not my link. I just made that up. And you need to get started with the Prime or Premium package. Now, the reason why I put Prime or Premium package, because in Pangea, the company that we work with, that is our top two packages. One's $2.99, one's $5.99. So we also have a $99 package. But what I'm saying to, look, if you want me to personally work with you, you're going to have to at least be able to invest $300 or $600. That's it, okay? If you're not willing to do that, or you don't have the means to do that, it's probably not the right time for me to work with you, okay? Now, once you've done this, once you've went to my website, and once you've bought my product, service, or whatever else that you're offering, once you've done that, there's another step to it, okay? I need you to email me personally with the subject line saying, I'm ready to earn. Now, let's stop right here for just 1 second, okay? Most people out there are not very coachable. Most people don't follow instructions very well. So one of the key components that you're figuring out right this very second by writing an email like this is you're going to know right off the bat, the very first time that you ever speak with this person, whether they did exactly what you told them to or not. Now, if they didn't, if they bought the package and they didn't send you this email, well, you probably know this person isn't that coachable, right? It may not be something, you can help the person all that you want, but I would not be spending much time with them. The people that did exactly what you said, they went in here, they bought one of your top packages, and they sent you an email that said, I'm ready to earn. That shows right there that they are ready to work with you. Now, in addition to that, they also have to give you the best way to contact them, right? You need to make sure that that's in your email here. And I don't even know if I wrote that or not, but just keep that in mind. Now, what I say is, look, if you can follow these 2 simple steps, you'll be on the fast track to earning income today. That's it. Now, What I always love to do on this email right here, remember, this is 2 days after they've come through your system. Day number 1, they watch the videos. Day number 2, you reminded them to watch the videos just in case they didn't, or the video, or read the ebook, or whatever it was of value that you gave them. And day number 3, you basically said, look, if you want a shortcut to get through all this, you can partner with me today. I'm only taking on a few people. So what I always say is I say, look, at the bottom of the emails, I say, P.S. if you do this within a certain amount of time, I will give you ... whatever that is. Maybe you will devote 30 minutes to them for the next 5 days to help them get their funnel set up. Or maybe you will, help them personally with their Facebook ads, or help them personally with finding a couple solo ads that they can begin to promote. Whatever it is, whatever value that you want to add to them, I would encourage you always to put that on a PS. If you take action within this amount of time. Now, what that does is, number 1, it obviously gives a call to action, but number 2, it creates scarcity, right? It shows people that, look, your time is so valuable. You are the leader that people want to follow so much that you don't have time to pick up the phone and answer their questions. You don't have time to do any of this. What you have time to do is work with people that can follow instructions. Now think about the posture that I just talked about. Imagine having that posture with people rather than begging people to do business with you, rather than chasing people around, asking them to work with you. Imagine what that would do for your business if you had the type of posture that you knew, look, a person, a name is just a number. It's just a lead, right? That's all it is. I'm not emotionally attached to any single person that comes through my landing page. Because see, here's what most people do. Most people will create 2 or 3 leads, maybe a lead a day or something like that, and they're excited about it. And they will fall in love with that lead. They will shower them with calls, they will email them, they will call them, and they will wonder why that person is not getting started with them today. They came through my system. They've got to be ready to roll today. Remember, for every 100 people that come through your system, you're probably going to get 3 to 5 sales. That's only if your system is set up right. Only if you can add value to that. Only if they know that you are the leader that they are looking for. Now, the good news is this. What we are talking about here, the process that we're talking about, is not a process of picking up the phone and selling something to someone, right? Your selling and your telling is being done through your system. Your posture is being done through the words that you type. So there's many of you that are listening to this, or many of you that are reading this are like, look, I don't really want to talk to people. I'm a little bit scared. Well, you might be in the wrong business, number 1, okay? If you don't want to talk to people, that's not good, but you got to get over that. You got to get outside of your comfort zone, because leaders lead. They don't worry about the details. Remember how I talked about getting uncomfortable in your own skin? That's where your breakthrough is usually at. When you are so uncomfortable that you literally want to crawl out of your skin, that's when you usually find success in whatever you're doing. Get uncomfortable, right? Get out there and get uncomfortable, because what's going to be amazing is when you have that breakthrough, all of a sudden you are absolutely the people that you want to attract. You start attracting them to you. It goes back to what the guy told me that was my breakthrough. He said, James, when you stop worrying about everybody else and start worrying about yourself, that's when you're going to have ultimate success in this industry, not when you're sitting there worried about what every other guru is doing. So you're in a position of power right this very second with these automated emails, right? I know that you might think it's crazy that we're spending so much time on this, but folks, I will tell you this for a fact. When I got started in this business, it wasn't the phone conversation that got me started. It wasn't even the website that got me started. It was going through and reading these emails that this guy was writing me. And in fact, I got them like 10 days in a row, right? About 10 different emails, and all of them had different stories. They had different things to do. They had different calls to action. It got me excited about what's going on. So it took me to about the 5th email to actually get started. Now, I still received the other 5 after I got started, but it took those 5 emails for me to really get involved. After the first one, I picked up the phone and called. The guy wouldn't answer any questions. It's on the website. It's on the website. I'm like, are you kidding me? What do you mean it's on the website? It's on the website. I'm not answering it. That was a posture move, right? He has no time for me. He did not care that I was a successful stockbroker. He could care less, and I wasn't used to that type of behavior. So it was weird to me, but at the same time, it made me more intrigued. Imagine having that posture with someone on the phone. You do not have time for this, okay? You have the same ability inside these messages. And if you choose to, and you feel like you're decent on the phone, then you should definitely start adding your phone number to this, okay? Allow them to text you, allow them to call you, but be so busy that they have to set up a time to speak with you. They have to, like there's no other option than to do that. Now, here's the other great thing about this, we've been talking about value, we've been talking about adding to the marketplace, and most of you out there, if I had to guess, if you're watching this, you're like, look, James, I can set up this lead capture page by following the instructions. I can write an email campaign like you asked me to do this weekend. You asked me to come up with like 10 different headlines for my emails, and did you do that is number one. But you don't know where to go after it. You don't know how to structure it. Well, as I said, I'm going to create an email campaign that you can use if you choose to. Literally, you'll just be able to change your information. So I want this to be valuable to you. I want you to be able to do it. But here's what I'll tell you, okay? When you start getting some confidence in your own ability by learning from others, it's going to be huge. If you think I knew how to write an email that would intrigue someone, that would get them to move, when I first got started in this business, you're absolutely wrong, right? I had no idea how to do this. I've mirrored other people. I've watched other people. I've seen other people's copyright that I really have liked, and I've turned it into my own over the years. You can do the same exact thing. You can take maybe a format or a roadmap of someone's given you and create your own. And that's what I really want you to get from this. I want you to get your mind thinking, hey, how would I do this? What would intrigue me? What are the things that I could say to people to get them to move? But also on the same token, make sure it's compliant. Don't be going out there telling people that you're earning 6 figures a month if you're not earning even 6 figures in the last 10 years. Don't do that, right? People can read through that bull. Don't do that. Make sure that you're being real with people, but make sure that you are giving them the value that they need to move through the process. So let's move into the tasks that we talked about that you were supposed to be doing over the weekend. Now, I told you over the weekend, I wanted you to work on writing down some titles to some emails, and even begin to start writing some emails if you could, to get people into your autoresponder. The autoresponder is that email that's sent out without you even being in front of your computer. It's an amazing tool, and if you don't have one, you need to go get one. In fact, there's some autoresponders. You can go to MailChimp.com. I think it's completely free to get an autoresponder. Now, you need a landing page builder, as we talked about. I happen to use our system because it's all built into one, but you need to find your own, okay? If you don't have one, you need to find one that you can use, especially if you want to build your business online. Now, if you are a totally offline web, builder of network marketing, it may not be as important to you, but here's the deal. Even in offline marketing, at least what I've found, especially in the last few years, is the first thing that people say to you is not, can I have your business card? They say, do you have a website I can look at? Even when you're building offline, have you noticed that? When you're sitting there talking to someone, you tell them what you do or what you don't do. Once you finally get through the courting and the understanding of what's going on, hey, we can hang out with each other, we can be friends. They don't say, hey, can I get one of your business cards? No, they say, hey, do you have a website I can check out? Because that's just the way of the future. It's just the way it is. It doesn't mean that you can't build those relationships offline, but even when you do that, people want an online place to go. So I would encourage you, even if you're an offline marketer, to build something like this. Build a landing page, build a online email campaign that when people give you their name, their email address, and you send them through, they begin to receive these emails because they can learn a lot about you. They can get value that's added to them, and all those things can lead to them ultimately buying whatever package or service that you're offering, okay? So just keep that in mind. So back to the 10 headlines that you talked about. What I would encourage you to do is this. When you're thinking about creating these autoresponder campaigns, go to your emails. Go to your emails and start thinking about some of the places that you've opted into. Maybe you've been following a big leader for some time that's offering something new, or maybe there's a new launch that's happening, or whatever it is. I would encourage you to go back through some of these emails. Look at their subject lines. Were they subject lines that made you want to open it, or were they subject lines that made you want to delete it? You see, there's a lot of people out there that are marketing that they don't even know that people are just sending that straight to trash because it is nothing that people want to click on. They've seen the same garbage over and over. Start looking at some of these campaigns that are very unique and try to figure out a way to make them your own. Now, keep in mind, do not be plagiarizing off people. You know what I'm saying? Don't be taking their information exactly. That'll get you into trouble. But you can take the idea of what they've created and make it your own. Make it about your own business. Make it about your own lead magnet. Make it about whatever you want to make it. But definitely, take, just like Tony Robbins said, take someone who's had success and copy what they've done, make it a little bit better, and you can have the same success. The same holds true. So I guarantee you, if each and every one of you who are listening to this go to your email box today, you're going to see something that is in an email campaign. You might have found someone that you came through their funnel a long time ago, and even if you search by their name or whatever their website is, you will see that they probably sent you 10 to 12 different emails. In fact, maybe they resent them again. Maybe they have it on auto renew, which means, hey, I'm going to send you all these and I'm going to send them all to you again just to give you a jog of memory, okay? So just keep that in mind. Those are all options for you. Now, on the 10 that you created, again, I want you to really nail down the psychology behind it. What is it that would make someone want to open this email? Or what is it that would not make someone want to open this email? Also, a couple key things that when you were looking at my emails, not one single time did you see me mention a dollar amount, right? You didn't see any dollar signs. You didn't see anything like financial freedom or any of those things, okay? And here's the reason why. Email companies have gotten really good. They've gotten really good at feeding out, or weeding out, I guess that's a better way to say it, weeding out the crap. So the people that are putting dollar signs and things like that in their emails, they're going to be considered spam, and that's where they're going to be sent, okay? When you're writing your emails, make sure that you're not putting a bunch of jargon in there that would be considered like money-making opportunities, okay? Or dollar bills, or, dollar signs or anything like that, because what's going to happen is your email is going to be flagged by whatever that email service is. If it's Yahoo or Google or Hotmail or wherever, they're going to put it in a spam bucket, and those people may never receive it, okay? So just keep that in mind. When you are writing your emails, make sure that you are writing something that makes sense. Now, here's another tip for you, okay? Now, most people, when they're promoting their business, they just promote whatever the link is that the company gives you. I want to encourage each and every one of you to go out there and buy your own domain. Buy your own domain. They cost $9.95 or something like that. Buy your own domain and make sure that you're taking your company link and forwarding it to your own domain. I used workwithjamesward.com. By the way, again, I don't own that. Someone might own it. Maybe I did some free marketing for someone. It doesn't matter. You need to buy a domain name. Just make one up. It can be about your name. It can be about your business. It can be about anything you want. But you want to make sure to own your own, because see, here's what happens. When everybody starts using the same domain and emailing out the same domain, like ours is pangeafreedom.com. If we had our entire company that is emailing out the pangeafreedom.com over and over again, what happens is they can blacklist us on an email server, and they can make it to where every single one of our emails, even the people that are opted in, will go to spam, okay? So just keep in mind, it's really important for you to go out there and buy a domain name, and we'll do a session on how you can forward it and things like that, and how you can make it part of what you have going on. We'll make sure to do that. But I want you to go out there tonight, if you can, $9.95, buy a domain. Now, I want to encourage you to make it professional, okay? I've seen some domains out there that are just silly. Make it professional. JamesWardLive.com, that's pretty professional. Workwithjamesward.com, that's pretty professional. If you're going out there like make money, 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 or something like that.com, I mean, it's kind of catchy, but at the same time, it might be flagged right there by an email server. So I want to encourage you to do that. So when we come back here tomorrow, we're going to start the process of really how we implement the next phase of this, okay? What we say once we get people to our websites, the questions that may come, the conversations that may come, we're going to continue on this posture. We're going to continue to talk about how we can create that value in the marketplace. Because see, we've been through the mindset. We're in the marketing right now. The next phase is going to be momentum. Getting some dollar bills in your pocket, right? That is what this is all about, is creating some income for you and your family. So we're going to talk about that monetization. And then by the time the 30 days are up, guess what? You're going to be in momentum mode. You're going to have brand new habits. You're going to have a brand new mindset. You're going to have a brand new marketing system, I hope. You're going to have a brand new lead magnet that you can attract people to, where you can add so much value to people's lives. You're going to be the leader that people want to follow, absolutely 100%. And your business is going to be in so much momentum that you're going to have so many leads that you're never going to become attracted or caught up on one person or one lead. They are a number. If they say no, great. You only spend your time with people that are worthy of your time, that want and can see the vision of what you're trying to do, and you guys can build your business together. So I will see you tomorrow on day number 12. Make sure to come back out. If you haven't watched the other ones, please do. Make sure to do your mindset training. It's always important, 15 to 30 days. Have a fantastic afternoon, and thank you for spending this with me. All right, bye-bye.